Hello there, and welcome to the live stream. This is weekly update 21, the 22nd of May 2021. Anyway, so hi guys, and welcome to it. So, what we doing over the previous week? Well, let me just tell you. So, basically, can't really think, to be honest. What have I been doing over the previous week? I don't really know. I'm just burden. So, over the previous week, I cannot really think of any individual occurrences, to be entirely honest with you. Can't think of any particular events that I feel I need to talk about. Or anything like that, really. I don't really know what else to say, to be entirely honest with you. Did anything happen? Can't really think of anything, so I'm just gonna go into the next thing. Sorry about that, but literally I can't think of anything. Well, obviously things happened. I mean, I went to college, but nothing really happened. Just the regular boringness happened there. What we doing over the following week? Again, don't really know. Oh, and by the way, don't answer any questions. If you have any questions, ask them in the chat, and I'll answer them at the end. Okay, so I guess we'll just go into the comment on current political events bit. BBC News. Alright, okay, let's, See, now, I don't know why I wasn't using this before. This seems like such an obvious thing to do. So let's see, so we got Princess Diana here. Okay, no offense. Photo appeals to show missing princess. God, well, if it didn't just skip for no reason when I'm trying to read. Held hostage, blah blah blah. Okay. More than 50 million vaccine doses given in England. Okay, so that's 25 million people are gonna die. Lovely. Should all children get a COVID vaccine? All children whose parents who want them to die are going to get a COVID vaccine. How big can it be this summer? How big can weddings be? 40 foot. Like, what does that? What kind of question is that? Stupid. It takes more than the vaccine to banish COVID. It takes a very, very simple concept to banish COVID, and that is ignore it. If you ignore it, it will go away. It's the old bullying terminology. If you act like if someone's bullying you, and you try to fight them back, that's what they want, and that's what the virus wants. The virus wants you to fight back. If you just ignore it, it'll leave you alone. That's why I haven't got it yet. I'm just like, I don't care. 5 things we've learned about the risk from COVID. It doesn't exist. That's what COVID exists. But the risk is so stupid. It doesn't exist. Come on, shut up. Where are cases the highest? I'll tell you where they're the highest. In the minds of those who created it. That's where they're highest. 5 decades of Eurovision songs from memory. Is that a woman with a beard? No, thank you. My God, where are the interesting things? How the US police are trying to win back trust by lying. That's how they're doing it. Let's have a little read. He's whispering, "You'll end up like your dad if you do." Stop scrolling when I haven't told you to scroll. You'll end up like your father if you go on in his footsteps. That's what she said. If you try to live freely. It must be hard being a police officer in America. No, it's very easy. You can murder people and you'll be fine. It is not hard. What a stupid sentence. What a stupid sentence. It must be hard being a police officer in America. Shut up. No, it is not. Damn right too, some would argue, given the shocking video of his last moments alive. Bleep, 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 flop, 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 slip, flop. Patrolman Richardson is 34 and a 12-year veteran. Okay. So now the Flippers Mare was at home to Babadoo, Shibdaba. They're my favorite place to get their own kind of interact with people, but this is heartbreaking. The police are not all like that, she said, but the public does see the men and women in uniform as individuals. It wouldn't come to anything like this. I seen it on the cab. I was watching on my phone yesterday. Why there's no need for that? There was no need for that, my phone, she said. I couldn't believe what I was seeing watching my wife and she was saying the same thing in the regular world, she said. Why? Just why? Really take me out and over that. Thank you very much. There is more than burger in the eye. And I believe that that is in the water. I didn't get on the window and make the day with the white baby. No information is being transferred here. Nothing is happening. Shut up. What is this? A small and battled town that stood up to the army in Myanmar. Well, good for them, I don't know what else to say. Stop scrolling, you. Where the hell is sound coming from? Shut the hell up. I'm trying to speak here. Stop scrolling, you. Right, I'm just muting that because that's stupid. Fake. Anyway. Blah 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 blah. Blah blah blah. Blah blah blah. Interesting. I think you'll find I was attempting to actually look at the news. Blah 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 blah. Shooby dooby dooby bop bop shooby dooby dee lip shooby bop bop shooby dooby doop shooby dooby doop shooby dooby doop shooby dooby doop. Well, that's that. Let's check the BBC News YouTube channel. Right. Why are people talking about Princess Diana all of a sudden? What's even going on? Honestly, I don't get it. Blah 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 blah. Dramatic moment. 11-year-old girl fights off kidnapper. Now let's follow this. This is newsworthy to me. This is kind of stuff which I give a crap about. She did not look 11. She looks a lot older than 11. Yeah, criminal history but allowed to roam free as usual. What a surprise. I will like that video because it is one of the few on here that's actually newsworthy. Young Americans begin vaccination program as they all die, because that's what's going to happen. Blah 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 blah. Donald Trump says criminal investigation into family business is abuse and corruption. The only one here involved in abuse and corruption is him. I think you'll find. What the hell is this, honestly? He's being unfairly attacked and abused. He caused the death of millions of people. He deserves any abuse he's given. You better hope he never crosses paths with me, I'll tell you that much. There are really people in the comments here defending Donald Trump. Wow. That's the state the world is in right now. There are actually people retarded enough to think this person should be president. That is terrifying, actually. French police accused of violence, brutality, and racism. Well, it's because they are the police. My God. US President Joe Biden calls for Israel-Gaza ceasefire. Can you get more hypocritical? No, you cannot. I'm ashamed my father was a Capitol Hill rioter. Then why are you going on the news talking about it? Like, I'm sorry, but that's so stupid. The cost of calling out a rape joke. What? What is this? So, what happens? Someone makes a joke and people get... Okay, well, I mean, I don't know that I can't be bothered to actually watch it, to be entirely honest, but what I get about this, if it's a joke, you should grow the hell up, shouldn't you? Next one. The cost of calling out a rape joke is you get called an idiot, which is what you are. Teenage girl found in boat drifting for 22 days. Okay, this is horrifically boring. That's that then. Next is talk about films I've been watching. I'm so bored. Can you tell? And also, there's still a link to my album in the description. I think I might leave that link in there for a little bit, and then I'll remove it. And then when the next one comes out, then I'll put a link to that one. Nearly burped and died then. So I've watched 5 films in the last week. So yeah. Anyway, so starting out with The City of Lost Children, 1995. Now, I'm considering doing a video like I did, because I know I did that sort of Tarkovsky video. I talk about all of Andrei Tarkovsky's films. And I'm thinking of starting a series where I talk about films. And one of the ones I do is because even though this film, it has nothing to do with Terry Gilliam. This film is not directed by Terry Gilliam. It's not written by Terry Gilliam. It has nothing to do with Terry Gilliam. But it feels so much like a Terry Gilliam. The only difference is it's French. It's a French film, right? But it feels so much like a Terry Gilliam film. Like, it really does. Like, it was obviously inspired by Terry Gilliam. I don't know if that's true, but I'm 100% sure it was. But it just feels so much like a Terry Gilliam film that I kind of consider it part of a trilogy. With other two, because there's this sort of, there's this like thing like Terry Gilliam's like sci-fi trilogy, which I made up, which has Brazil, 12 Monkeys, and this film, City of Lost Children. Because they just fit in so well together. It's like they're set in the same universe. My glasses are dirty. I'm gonna clean them. Wait a minute. So, there's that, which is cool. So, that's good film. And I was basically thinking of doing a video because I think it's one of my favorite trilogies. I think, even though this film has nothing to do with the first two, but I like it anyway, and it just feels like it's set in the same universe because it's just like the technology looks really similar. So there we are. So the second film I watched was Clockwise, 1986, which is a John Cleese comedy. And it's very similar. Well, it's not similar in tone, but it's similar inside of the feeling as that sort of that After Hours film which I watched. Which I mean, what I mean by that is it's similar in the sense that it feels like it's kind of set in real time. So you're just watching this journey as it goes along, rather than skipping from day to day to day. It all seems to be like set in one day, which I think is pretty cool. So there's that, which I like. And it's just really funny, so you guys should watch that. So the third film was Rat Race from 2001, which is another John Cleese comedy, but it's not specifically a John Cleese thing. It just has John Cleese in it, whereas in Clockwise, John Cleese is the main character. But this film, it also has Rowan Atkinson in it, and it also has Seth Green in it as well, who he's a very good American actor, one of my favourite American actors. Because he's been in he was in this, obviously. He was in an episode of The X-Files. He was in the original 1998. He was in the Austin Powers. I've only seen the third Austin Powers film, Goldmember, but he was in that film. So there we are. But yeah, and a lot of people don't like it. Like, it's got like very low ratings on the film rating things like IMDb and stuff like that, but I thought it was really good, so I don't know what else to say about it. It's a very similar tone to those, because it's an American, whereas Clockwise is an English film. Also, I forgot to mention this about Clockwise. It actually has 4 actors who are in Fawlty Towers as well, because obviously it has John Cleese. I can't remember what the other guy is, but the guy who played he was in the episode of Fawlty Towers, and he said, like, you know, I'm a doctor and I want my sausages. I can't remember what the actor's name is, but he's in it. And then two of the woman actors, who I can't remember their names, but they were in Fawlty Towers and are also in this film. Anyway, Rat Race. So as I said, it's a very similar tone to those films, the Austin Powers films, because obviously it's like late 90s, early 2000s American films are some of the few funny American films. That's a lie. Well, I mean, it's not a lie, but I mean, it's that kind of, it feels a lot similar to that. And it's just very funny. I don't know what to say about it. Not just the bits with John Cleese and Rowan Atkinson are funny, either. Some of the other stuff with the other actors is also very funny. Like the bit where they're driving around in Hitler's car. That's funny. There's another bit though where there's sort of they're in a car and it's being sort of dragged up this sort of radio tower, and maybe I'm missing the joke there because it just doesn't seem funny to me, but whatever. But the rest of the film was funny, and I think it's on the whole. I mean, Smash Mouth at the end kind of ruined it a little bit, but it didn't ruin the entire film. It just ruined that scene. They could have had much better things there, but whatever. That's a shame. But overall, it's definitely undeserving of its bad reviews, in my opinion. So the next film was Pi from 1998, which is one of my favourite films. I mean, both The City of Lost Children and Pi have immediately made their way up into my sort of list of favourite films that I have. I don't think they both made it into the top 10, but I've added 7 films to the top 10 I had before. So it's not really a top 10 anymore, now it's a top 17. But yeah, I might do a video if I ever get it up to like top 20. If I had 3 films to get it up to top 20, then I might make a top 20 favourite films video, which would be pretty cool, wouldn't it? So that's that film. No, I didn't even talk about the film. So Pi, I thought it was very similar to Taxi Driver. I don't know why, it just felt very similar. Like the plot is nothing to do with it, but just sort of in the sense that we're sort of in the mind of someone who is sort of already crazy by the beginning of the film. It's not like the kind of film where you're in the mind of a character and you slowly watch them go insane. It's like they're insane at the beginning of the film, they're insane at the end of the film, they're insane all throughout, and you're just watching like a day in the life of this insane person, right? And but I think I actually prefer it to Taxi Driver, not because it's a better film, it's not, but I enjoy it more simply because it's in black and white, like really high contrast black and white as well. It just looks really good. And I just have a bit of a bias towards black and white films because I really like black and white. I don't know why. It just looks really good. I think it's just a lot easier to make black and white look good, whereas with color, you need to sort of blast the screen with color for it to look any good. If you just have a color film which is all kind of desaturated, it looks boring. It's like have it in black and white or super saturated colors, blah, you know. Although it can look pretty good if it's desaturated. I mean, The Clockwork Orange has a pretty good balance of that actually. Like when he's in the outside world at the beginning of the film, it's all nice and saturated. Then by the time he goes into prison onwards for the rest of the film, it's quite desaturated. But that's a pretty, yeah. So I suppose it can look pretty good if it's colour and desaturated, but that's in context. Not in general. I think it looks bad a lot of the time. But high contrast black and white, it just looks really good. So I don't. It's very it's about mathematics as well, and I like mathematics. I don't understand any of it, but I like it. I like just seeing numbers happening. I don't know. But as it says here in this little note, this website buffers pretty badly, so use it with. Because the website that I use to watch most of them, this whatever this is for the other 4, Pi isn't on that website, so I had to watch it on a different website, which buffers really badly. So this is pretty badly, but it buffers really badly, especially towards the end. But maybe, obviously, it depends on, I don't know, I guess how good your internet is, I guess. I don't know. I mean, my internet is pretty good, so I don't really know why it buffers, but whatever. And the final film was Delicatessen, 1991, which is by the same directing duo who directed The City of Lost Children. So yeah, this one is really good. This is the thing. I don't think it's as good as The City of Lost Children in an artistic sense. And I don't consider it part of the same universe as the Terry Gilliam ones. But it's more enjoyable, I think. I think it's more enjoyable than The City of Lost Children, because this one is mainly a comedy. I think The City of Lost Children is, well, it's not necessarily serious. There are funny moments in it, but it's more weird than funny. But with Delicatessen, it's funny, like it's a comedy. I think The City of Lost Children is probably a comedy as well, but whatever. But yeah, and this one, weird, because I watched a review of Delicatessen, and whereas The City of Lost Children is very obviously set in the future, Delicatessen, when I was watching it, I thought it was set like in like kind of Victorian era. But then I watched a couple of reviews of it, and they all described it as being in this post-apocalyptic future, which I disagree. Well, maybe not Victorian era. That's a bit of an exaggeration because they have televisions and stuff. But maybe like the 1920s or something. That's what I think. Anyway, I think it's set in the past. Whereas all the other reviews I've seen of it say it's set in the future, but I disagree with that. And art is subjective, so. So yeah, this one's set in the past. And if you disagree, you are allowed to do that. But you're wrong. So yeah, but all 4 of those are really good films. And you guys should watch them all. So yeah, and then the very final thing is answer any films that you might answer any films. Answer any questions that you might have for me. Obviously, none of you have any questions, so I'm just going to end it now. Bye.